Good morning, my name is Matthew Puo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Friday the 21st of October. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. We will start by taking a summarised look at the mean surface temperatures across Europe, and generally there has been no significant changes compared with yesterday, and that is for most central and particularly western areas of Europe to have temperatures trending slightly above climate averages, whilst far eastern areas of Europe generally have temperatures either near or perhaps even slightly below climate norms. And between days 6 and 10 there has generally been no significant changes again compared with yesterday, and that is for most areas of Europe to have temperatures trending slightly above climate averages, though some far eastern areas of Europe may have temperatures very near to climate norms. And finally, within the short term over the next 2 to 5 days, temperatures have cooled somewhat compared with yesterday, and most areas of Europe, particularly Central and Eastern Europe, may have temperatures either near or perhaps trending just slightly below climate norms. However, the United Kingdom in particular is likely to experience a temporary but quite significant spell of weather where temperatures are at least 3 or 4 degrees above climate averages. And now taking a look at the expected temperature trends across the United Kingdom in some closer detail. And between days 11 and 15, as we move towards the end of October and into the opening few days of November, there is good, if not very good, model agreement, given the time frames involved, with regards to temperatures being at least 2 or 3 degrees above a climate mean of around 9 degrees Celsius. Model agreement and consistency is evident, and my specific temperature forecast is also in agreement with other forecast models. As a result, confidence levels are medium to high for temperatures to be at least 2 or 3 degrees above average between days 11 and 15. Similar confidence levels also exist between days 6 and 10 as we move through the final week of October. As you can see, all of the available forecast models continue to maintain temperatures at least 2 or 3 degrees above climate averages across the United Kingdom. There has been model agreement and consistency for this in previous days, and hence the reason why confidence levels are medium to high. Also, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, confidence levels are high given excellent model agreement and consistency for temperatures to initially start very near to climate averages over the next 24 hours, before then rapidly rising and becoming at least 4 or perhaps even 5 degrees above a climate mean of 10 degrees Celsius towards the 23rd and 24th of October. This is in association with a much milder, if not rather warm, south or southwesterly air mass over the UK. Finally, the latest ECMWF ensemble model comparison graph for the United Kingdom does signal temperatures to be generally slightly above climate averages through the remainder of October, but the signal from previous weeks continues this week as well, and that is as November progresses, temperatures are forecast to become generally slightly below climate norms. This temperature forecast also applies to many central and other western areas of Europe, and as a result at the present time, confidence levels are medium or medium to high to suggest that temperatures are likely to become slightly below average. And now moving on to take a look at the expected temperatures across Europe between days 11 and 15. And overall there is an east and west split in temperatures, and that is for many eastern areas of Europe including Benelux, Germany, Austria and perhaps even down into Italy, having temperatures near if not perhaps just slightly below climate averages. However, many central and western areas of Europe, including the UK and France and Spain, for example, are likely to have temperatures trending at least 2 or 3 degrees above climate norms. The latest France model comparison graph helps to illustrate this situation well, and as you can see, all of the available forecast models, including my specific temperature forecast, as represented by the solid red line, has temperatures between days 11 and 15 at around 2 degrees above climate averages, and this is what is expected across many central and western areas of Europe. Between days 6 and 10, a similar temperature trend continues, and that is for many central and western areas of Europe, including the likes of the UK, France, Switzerland and Spain, having temperatures generally trending slightly above climate averages by at least 2 or 3 degrees. Yet some eastern areas of Europe, including Germany and Austria for example, are unlikely to have temperatures nearer to climate norms. Using the latest Austria model comparison graph to illustrate this situation, as you can see within the highlighted red circle, generally covering the 6 to 10 day period, the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models, including my specific temperature forecast, have temperatures either near or perhaps even just trending slightly below a climate mean of around 11 or 10 degrees, but only by 1 or 2 degrees at very most. Finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, the United Kingdom in particular stands out quite significantly, with all of the available forecast models signalling temperatures to be at least 4, if not even 5 degrees above climate averages. In contrast to the rest of Europe, from Spain, France, Switzerland and across to Germany and Austria, are likely to have temperatures either near or perhaps even just trending slightly below climate norms. The latest Switzerland model comparison graph helps to illustrate this situation, and as you can see, despite a rising trend within the expected forecast temperatures, overall between days 2 and 5, particularly at the start of the forecast period, temperatures are likely to be at least 2 if not 3 degrees below climate norms. And now moving on to take a look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia. And the trend continues from yesterday, and that is particularly throughout the remainder of October. Precipitation totals are forecast to be below or perhaps even well below climate averages across the majority of Scandinavia, but particularly across parts of Sweden and also Finland. Despite precipitation totals generally increasing as we move into the opening week of November, overall precipitation totals are forecast to still remain generally below climate averages in what is forecast to be overall quite a dry spell of weather across most areas of Scandinavia within the next 7 to 14 days. Now moving on to take a look at global weather alerts which highlight significant deviations from normal. And the trend from yesterday continues today, and that is for many central and northern regions of Australia to have mean surface temperatures of at least 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, which is comfortably 4 to 6 degrees above climate averages. And finally, the trend continues today for many central and northern regions of China to continue to have temperatures above climate average as well, by at least 4 to 6 degrees. Despite mean surface temperatures generally ranging between 5 and 10 degrees, temperatures are forecast to remain above climate norms. A cooling trend is forecast into early November, when temperatures may well return to nearer normal. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.